The next update for BTD6 is about to arrive. Can't believe they're on 10 to the power 69th update already. Sorry, dumb math joke, but this is gonna be a smaller update. As you see, not much to it. A new skin, new advanced map, and a whole round of balance changes and other small additions. Thanks Ninja Kiwi as usual for the early access. So I guess one of the biggest things here is new Firecracker Gwen skin. If you don't count Master of the Universe skins, then this is the first year with 4 of them. And together, we'll see what all 20 levels of her art has to offer. The new Party Parade map you can find once again in the Advanced category, and how it works is pretty self-explanatory. Pretty simple map. I don't think there's any hidden features unless I'm missing something, but those of you BTD5 enthusiasts actually might realize that this is pretty much very similar to the Great Divide from BTD5. Essentially, 2 different tracks, and you cannot see over any of them. Put a tower on one side, and without global range, or being able to fly high, then it'll only be able to see one of the 2 lanes. More on this map later. For starters, I actually want to check out the quest section. They usually add several of these every update that aren't too impactful. However, this update adds a challenge that I think would be pretty fun. ZOMG Rush. Essentially, a ZOMG spawns at the start. Each time you pop it, a new one appears. And you essentially gotta survive rounds 30 to 60, and you also get 500 cash every 4 seconds. So I'll check out this cheeky little game mode with the Gwen skin. To also make it harder, I disabled Monkey Knowledge because I did a little bit of light testing, and even with Monkey Knowledge enabled, it was far too easy. Anyway, drop Gwen down, and what's interesting is that she starts straight at level 10, so I guess you can't really see Gwen's skin here. Anyway, what I had in mind is simply, for the ZOMG insides, you want to get a Ricochet, but for now, 302 can survive. And we basically, I think, want to stall the ZOMG as long as possible, so we don't have to pop it as much. Although, if it gives money, then I think it's actually better to pop it early. But I'm gonna just take my sweet-ass time right now, alright? So a Mob Shove. We have to buy a bigger jet so it knocks back more. And then a Mob Press, which we can afford right about now. Actually, now that I think about it, stalling is the way to go, because if you make money every 4 seconds, then you want this ZOMG to take a long time, so you get more money to be able to defend the backside. Guess we'll see how long we can hold back for. I'll just buy IFR. I can use Gwen's Cocktail, but it doesn't last the whole round, so might as well. So yeah, you know an update's small when the very first thing I cover of it is just a side quest. Of my 7.5 years of playing BT6, I think this is genuinely one of the smallest updates we've had, if not the smallest. But that just means they're holding back for something big in the future, right? Also, real quick, 2 more presses. Once it pops the BFBs, we'll buy more glaives to keep up. New features aside, there's actually some pretty interesting balance changes to this update, so it's not full of nothing, even though the start may have very well led you to believe that. Also, what's interesting is that I think once you pop it looks like once you pop the ZOMG layer itself, the next one already spawns in. Anyway, here come Moabs. Again, for that, Alk buff, more glaives, and Gwen Cocktail. If overwhelmed, just use level 10, and there is Gwen's nice little Firecracker Orit. Pretty cool, and I think we just won. Ladies and gents, it appears it has taken 1 ZOMG pop to practically win. Because I guess if it doesn't scale, like if you can beat 1 ZOMG, you can beat the second, and then the third. Because there'll only ever be 1 at a time, really. If you ask me, what they should have done with this quest is, like, do a counter, challenge us to see how many ZOMGs we can beat before time expires, or the round expires. Kind of like Boss Rush, but, you know, not a boss. So this is why I'm also getting Pirate Lore, by the way. In case the game doesn't count it, I will. So we're currently on 2 ZOMG pops, and then we can cheese the next ones pretty easily, you know? 3. And then we'll get a reactor, spawn to the next one a little bit quicker. I think the money is also affected by Monkey Town and Rubber to Gold. So watch this, guys. We don't need this anymore. Also, boom. This should make a boatload of cash, pun intended. Yep, $23,000 right there. Energizer now. And how else can I make it faster? Probably getting a BMA. I think I'll genuinely lose track at this rate, so I've had a counter on the screen so I can personally, mostly for myself, so that I know how much my score is at, and I hope I don't lose track at any point. Guess I could look back at the footage after, but it's easier to test in the moment. Number 15, and I guess while we're slowly counting up, let me go ahead and show you some of the other features this update. This is kind of partially what everybody and their mother has been asking for a very long time. But essentially, if you click the I button, you get stats. Not a whole lot, but it's better than nothing. But this is huge, especially for temple sacrifices, because you can see what the cash spent on the tower is, so you don't have to do preemptive math, for example. Also, the round it was placed, how many lives it was gained, just these 7 stats. A couple of them are kind of, like, repetitive, as in, like, the damage count. Was this really needed? Because the damage is literally already here. Same with the current value, aka the sell value. Also, I'm just gonna give up at this point. I cannot track manually. Why is that? Is because the more attack speed I give BMA, the harder it is to even see when a ZOMG spawns in, or how often to use this potion. But I can give you a rough estimate. Right now, we're currently on, I believe, close to 30. As a quick showcase or application again of this new detail feature, I'm trying to do the math of a 50k sacrifice for a maximum attack speed, or rather 45k. So 15 plus 30. Oh, that's beautiful. We are indeed at the 45k to 50k of sacrifice, which grants what I need. I don't need the extra 50k sacrifice, which gives +1 damage. So here's a 20% attack speed buff on our BMA here. What else can we do to make things faster? Well, I did say that you only need to pop the ZOMG layer to get the next ZOMG spawn in. So therefore, Mobile M is the play. In fact, at a certain point, we should just go towards raw DPS rather than waiting for the next BMA ability. Like, if I just go for a Dart Paragon, which I can't afford it right now, maybe I don't need the temple actually, but go for this, and that will pop like infinite ZOMGs, will it not? Anyway, we've officially broken this quest. Far, far too easy. Oh my god, and it feels like, I think every one blast now, each shot is essentially insta-kill of the ZOMG. Mind you, this is barely a degree 9, and it's still doing this. And that's the end. No tracker, right, of how much? No. Not gonna lie, that was a little bit underwhelming. Hopefully CHIMPS mode on the new map is also not underwhelming. I think it would be tricky if not for the fact that you have the exact amount of money to do a 2 Desperado start, so wouldn't that just straight up work? Answer, yes indeed. I think for simplicity's sake, probably just 2 Dart Monkeys. I'll have to mirror them on the other side, like vertically. If I'm feeling bold enough, let's break the symmetry now using Gwen. Now, first off, okay, I want to make sure that the first balloon came on the left side, so I can put Gwen here. It would be the round, or the lane where the mob, the BFB, that spawns in. So you technically want a little bit more defense then. Otherwise, you know, again, most of the rounds are basically the same. Now, wouldn't it be something if I was also able to pull off this Chimps run Black Border style, aka no restarts? I realize it's kind of a waste because I'm doing this on, like, the early access account, so I'll have to redo it all over again when the update comes out. But that's a nice added challenge if advanced mode isn't enough for me. Let's see. Oh, that's close. That's what I get for breaking symmetry. Now, if I can get away with it, I want to go for the Jungle Druid. Then that would truly end the difficulty of this challenge by, you know, having vines spawn on both lanes here. I don't think I can oh. Didn't react in time, but I was saying I don't think we could survive next round. I think because it's early, we'll keep trying for the Black Order, but if I lose, like, late, then so be it. We'll just salvage from there. Apologies for the scuffed early game. This is kind of what happens when you just are focusing on surviving a round without being able to test it. So I got a sniper on both sides and a Mermonkey too, because base Mermonkey is OP, right? This round is definitely one of the scarier ones. But with the power of friendship, we survive. If I can save Gwen's ability for round 24 as well, then we got camos covered too. Nice. Cocktail. And nice. Now we can go for this upgrade. And just like that, oh my god. That was one of the worst panic decisions I've had to make. But, hey, saved the time to redo 20 rounds all over again, so is what it is. Anyway, it takes a little bit of time for Vines to spawn in both lanes, but eventually it gets them covered on first. Now, the reason for going this upgrade is not only because I think it's good, but because they actually mentioned the patch notes. The full balance changes aren't out yet, by the way, but they did mention that Jungle's Bounty got changed. Take a look now. The Druid generates cash at the end of a round instead of an ability. The ability has been changed to Vine Crush. Vines grab many bloons at once, following the Druid's target priority. So that's quite interesting if you ask me. This actually buffs it in CHIMPS mode because you can't make money either way, but man, I was just getting the hang of Druid farms, but now they have ripped that away from us. Also, just curious if this is enough to beat round 33. Desperado only. If not, I'm gonna have to buy some more for that. Let's see. No, we're good, we're good. Cool, so even in a Black Border run, you cannot escape it. But we can greed for a double discount now. Not sure where I want to go with it after this, but I'm kind of thinking for a late game defense. Let's go ahead and get up an ace. Essentially breaking the wall of difficulty of this challenge. God, I had to waste money on another Dark Monkey. What am I doing? And great, I got more camos coming next round, so I guess I'll have to buy Echo Sense for that. If that's still not enough camo protection, then I will need to figure it out later. Oh god. Oh god, it should be. Yeah, Mermonkeys are pretty goated. Cocktail this lane. If that's not enough white popping power for this lane, I will, Holy crap. The Black Border really ups the difficulty of this like 10 times, I swear to god. Anyway, I'm just going for 2 Druid farms. And now I'm kind of cooked to round 40, aren't I? How do I even defend that? I know I've Gwen Cocktail, but I don't have a lot of money to spare after that. Alright, Black Border Dream probably dies here, but the best I can think of is a Mauler. Otherwise, to clutch up the Ceramic insides, spam Mermonkey. Hope for the best. Oh god. Cocktail now. It's over. It's over. I lied. It's not over. But I, again, wasted like $3,000 so far on spamming monkeys. Cooked to mine on a scale of 1 to 10. So this round, I still don't have proper camo, so I'm just going to counter Espionage and use Gwen's Cocktail for the left lane now. And we should be good. Yep. And nope. Honestly, I knew the writing was kind of on the wall when I was struggling for the last 15 rounds to maintain the Black Border. Raider Scanner should be a big monkey off our back. Probably not the right term to use, but we can finally camo our Never Miss and also Alk buff it. Unfortunately, I messed up, but I think the Brew is closer to the Desperado. Oh god. Not my sharpest gameplay, I'll say that much. Anyway, let's take a gander at Jungle's Bounty, shall we? The new one. So this ability, we'll have to wait for a harder round. Maybe for 2 mobs here. Wait for it now. Okay, I used the ability. I didn't really seem to see much. I think it might just be a small boost of like several vines. Oh, that might be because the Druid's on first. So because it follows a target priority, you'd rather on strong. So it eats up like several ceramics at once. Like now, see? There were 4 vines that came up right there. So that's the key. I think it ought to be useful for round 60 here, yeah? Check this out, boom, yeah, that was so clutch. At the very least, that was 6 of them. Also, I realize I'm neglecting the right side way too much. I currently don't have a, wow, what a clutch. I don't have enough mob damage in this lane, so guess some undiscounted Maulers off to do. I should have actually gone for Spectre first instead of this Jungle's Bounty. We'll need another Vine smash this round. That was not the right term to call it. So, either the strategy I'm using is complete dog shit, or this map is harder than the advanced like difficulty lets on. Either way, I did come into this Chimps run with no plan, so that's also on me. Alright, more Glaives, and Ice Shard should just finish it. I'm done thinking at this point, alright? We'll just Gwen Cocktail Fire for that one. I know we can afford Spectre now, but I'm honestly just trying to hold off for Spirit of the Forest. If we get that, I think that's better than the Spectre. If I can't make it, it's also okay. I'll just accept the Spectre play. Which I think I have to, because I'm dead here. Yeah. This is gonna be way too difficult, the mid-70s. Get it out of the way. Alright, Spectre is actually about to pay off big time. just 10k off Spear of the Forest now, so the exact same spot we were before buying it. Unfortunately, these rounds without ceramic knockback is still pretty brutal. Yeah, that right lane is in real danger. We need stuff here ASAP. I'll try to lean my Spectre to where the balloons are at the exit, so a little bit of Ace Micro required, yes. And there we have it. It still retains the same ability, which again, assuming no other balance changes on this guy, means it's an overall buff to Spear of the Forest and Chimps. Can I get a hell yeah? Anyway, we need utility badly. I can see it right now, so discount this. Need huge utility on this side, so I'm gonna get Embrittlement also for a DT, de-letting, and decamoing. Just the usual towers, you know, they have yet to fail so far. We also got level 20 Gwen finally. Gwen's also done way less damage than I thought, damn, only 30k. Again, this is not the right way to play, or to play Gwendolyn strategies, let me tell you that much. We're gonna die there, so gotta use the Firestorm. And we'll make sure to save our Sabo very wisely. I'll get one Relentless on this round here. Alright, perfectly timed Sabo. And let's see. Gwen 10 is probably the ability to use if things look scary. Yep. Gwen 10 now. And that covers the downtime of Sabo perfectly. Nice. Now what else? Well, I kind of want to go for Avenger. I hope this didn't get nerfed. Oh no, it definitely did. $10,000. Shit, do I do it? You know what? Sure, why not? No, that was not a good idea. The range is not it for where it is right now. So keep note of that, folks. I really should use the Spear of the Forest ability. It would have been really helpful that time I died there, but seems like we're clear. I end up needing a Mob Press and a Sabo this round. Because apparently 97's hard. Oh my god. Yeah, the Spear of the Forest ability I tried using there, but it sadly is just not useful enough. Alright, again. Here. Okay, finally. Spear of the Forest is actually useful. Let's go. Sabo now for 98. And let's see. What abilities can I try to hold on for round... Oh my god, another clutch. Only worked for so long, though. Okay, we need some help on the right side badly, so I'm just gonna lean the Spectre all the way there. And just hope for the best. Relentless also in first, just to catch the stun on these blimps here. There we go. Only one lane left to deal with. See if we got it. Hold. I repeat, hold on to Spear of the Forest. And that was perfectly timed, because the Sabo ability thing is going to be up for 99. Check this out, check this out. Boom. And we should be in the clear. Yeah? Yes, sir, and this is definitely enough money to beat round 100. Let's go. No idea what towers I want to spam, but let's just try 3 overdrives first with a Gwen 10. Because this gives them +1 damage. Oh crap, we actually need a lot more mob damage than I thought. Don't worry, we're not screwed. We're not screwed. I didn't throw this run yet. Lord of the Abyss, Spike Storm. Huh, actually gets us pretty damn close to popping it. Promise. Again. This time over here. Nice. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time left for the insides. Ugh. Okay, how about we save Gwen 10 for this part. See what I'm doing? Spamming Ice Towers too. I'm desperate. I'm desperate. This. And, the end. Again, this map is not that hard. Just don't use this terrible strategy that I came up with on the spot that has zero synergies whatsoever. I was just trying to show you Firecracker Gwen and the Druid probably aren't the best late game plays here. Let me just say that much. Can't believe I was trying to think about black bordering this from the start. Anyway, one quick, another change I want to show ya. The Glaive Dominus, as you see, is a lot more expensive. 405k in hard mode. And that's because according to NinjaKiwi's patch notes, they added a new ability. As you see, it's called Overcharge, and NK says when you activate it immediately, it grants itself 10 stacks of this, which falls off over time. Now, it remains to be seen just how good this is, but just out of curiosity, 10 stacks definitely feels like it's almost twice as much damage, if not that much, so just think of it like a temporary ultra boost. Pretty cool stuff, we'll check more of it later. For now, that's it though. Hit that subscribe button, or better yet, turn on notifications if you would like to catch those videos of future updates.